Hey guys, in this RedGamingTech.com video, I'm going to be taking a look at Medal of Honor Warfighter, of course, for the PC. This one is a little bit anticipated, to say the least. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into it. Now, before we actually get into the game itself, I have to show you the options from within the game. It's not available on the title screen, which I don't really like, but there you go. Anyway, under game, as you can see, you've got all the normal things. Crouch toggle. You can hold button or you can do it any other way. Kind of interesting effect actually with the mouse. Anyway, aim assist, that can be turned off, my good friend. Anyway, controls. You've got controller settings. Mouse. Key bindings, audio, video, basically pretty much every resolution and refresh rate under the sun is under here, and it's a drop down menu as well, which pleases me. You've also got HUD, colorblind mode and various other bits and pieces, and finally under graphics it's actually quite customizable. I've basically turned everything on. I've only got 2 times MSAA because I'm pretty sure I'm overriding this on the control panel anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I refer, of course, to the NVIDIA control panel. So I just wanted to make sure that was on max. Other than that, we have everything at full. So there you have it. Oh, and by the way, the game, as far as I can see, does not require you to restart for the changes to be applied. However, I did so anywho. So, with that all said, let's continue, shall we? So guys, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts of the game so far. Now, I will also be including some other footage from earlier parts of the game that I've just recorded with a little bit of brief commentary featuring the driving sections and maybe a few other little bits and pieces just featuring some impressive set pieces. But anyway, so one thing you're going to notice about this game is it does look very visually impressive. You can see the textures look pretty good. And graphics overall just look fairly nice. Right, I'm going to walk over to this guy and say hello to him. I want to do some sneaky combat if possible, and then I'll get into some shooting matches later on. I think that's pretty good. So, now there's no need to make a load of noise on this game. It doesn't benefit me. Hello, dude. There we go. Nice and silent. So overall, what are my thoughts? Well, the game's graphics are impressive. The story and narration at the moment is quite convoluted. One of the reasons for this is because it's basically following many different characters. You can also see very impressive destructible environments. The game's engine, which I believe is Frostbyte 2, does a very good job of this. Definitely one of the more impressive engines out there. So anyway, as I've said before, voice acting is pretty impressive. It's strong throughout and well written. I'm not saying it's 100% believable at all times, but of course it's spiced up a little bit. Now, we're going to let this dude carry on. Okay, I shall indeed. Okay. Now, fortunately, your teammates aren't useless for the most part, and they do their job. There is also breaching an entry. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the process. Alright, I'm going to take this other guy out quite silently, I think. There we go. He's done. Now, sometimes they do push you out of the way, which can be a little bit annoying. Particularly if you're in a good spot of cover, they have been known to nudge you into, well, basically death. That's happened once or twice. Not a particularly big deal. It's not something that has really bothered me. It's just a little bit annoying.
Wait for the lineup. Watch out, take them both out.
It wasn't exactly one shot, but why the bollocks should I shoot once when I can shoot many times? That's my opinion. Right. There we go. We're a grenade, but we're clear. I see that as a little bit of a problem on the guy's part. Now, of course, you can jump just regularly, but more to the point, you can also leap over obstacles, that type of thing. And it works for most things, not everything, though. So, anyway. Now, obviously, weapons can be picked up, and you can also ninja ammo from your teammates. Now, this is going to be a pretty good example of the breach that I was referring to earlier. Okay, so the driving section doesn't feel bad to play per se. Yeesh. I don't feel the driving section is too bad at all. It feels a little bit simple in a way. It doesn't feel particularly challenging to drive the car. A lot of the time, you don't even have to worry about applying the brake. Now, as you can see from the weapons wheel, there are many different options. However, most are locked at the moment. As you can see, I need to gain 3 more breach headshots for the next unlock. Anyway, let's kick down the door. Now, a flash. Okay, he's still alive somehow. It's an actual shoulder, this one. There we go. Don't worry about me. Now, what other weapons we got? Now we're going to leak down here. Okay. Excellent.
What about indirect? I think we can handle that. Preacher, get the LTLM and mark that building.
Now this is another cool little thing.
They're about to get a big surprise.
Indeed.
3, 2, 1.
I think I lost the element of surprise with that. You don't say, considering. Ow. I'm just going to have to cower here for a moment, I'm afraid. So what do I think about the game's regenerating health system? It actually works quite well on this game. You can die fairly easily. It's not like you're, I don't know, some Iron Man where you can basically withstand bullets from pretty much anything. No, you actually can die fairly easily and it works smoothly. Okay. You see what I mean about how much damage you can take? Now, admittedly, I'm not exactly trying to avoid the damage, but still, you guys get the idea. I'm just trying to show you how much damage bursts can actually do to you. Because obviously that's quite important for many different reasons. Come on, stick your head up. There we go. I'll shoot you a few more times just to be extremely mean. Now the game also does feature somewhat destructible environments, which is pretty cool, to say the least. So, come on, stick it up. I think there's another one there if I remember correctly. Okay, can I get some ammo? Yeah, another breach. Very simple. See, I've now got 2 headshots, which is pretty cool. So far, I think the game's overall pretty good. I don't have any particular problems with it. It feels smooth, controls are tight. There we go. He has now official headache. Speaking of headache, sneaky does it. He is. Let's see how he deals with that. Oh dear.
The only way. Mother, we're in the city, proceeding to LP. What's your status?
We got slowed down a bit, Mother. All patrols on the outer perimeter. Pretty sharp.
Contact, stand by.
So, overall, the game feels quite nice.
Go on, preacher. Between the buildings.
What am I thoughts overall? Well, in terms of control, it feels tight. You can do all the normal stuff, of course, you can expect to do in this type of game. Lean, go to prone, crouch, jump, blah blah blah. And it feels just like you expect it would. In terms of aim and so on, obviously there are aim assist options, but of course they are off in my particular config. In terms of difficulty for single player, it's not bad. I do have a little bit of issue. Sometimes your teammates don't kind of notice certain things. They can be really helpful, sometimes just a bit stupid, and don't shoot enemies that are just kind of in front of them and yet murdering you from behind. The game's regenerative health system, however, does work really well. It's not quite like you'd expect it to be on most of these games where you're a human tank and you can kind of take anything. You do take quite a lot of damage. So it's kind of like if you guys have played Counter-Strike and you're aware of how much damage that bursts of certain weapons can do, it's very similar to that, only with regenerating health. So yeah, I overall appreciate the game, I quite like it, I would recommend it. It's going to of course take some time to see how the multiplayer does, but I have no doubt, shall I say, that it's going to do fairly well. I don't think it's flawless at all, it has a few issues here and there, but they're not anything that I can particularly hold my hand up and say, yeah, this is like, you know, game breaking or spoils my enjoyment there of the game. So yeah, definitely worth checking out, and it will give you my seal of approval. So take care of yourselves guys, and bye for now.